We got to take care of the ball better and continue to find opportunities. They hadn't turned it over. And then when their gimmick plays ran out, I thought we played pretty good defense.
How is it even possible that the NFL season is rolling right now and not completely shutting down the sports world every single day? The drama is out of control, and guess who's stirring the pot this time? Mike Vrabel. Yeah, the man himself just dropped some major shade, and everyone's wondering, who's he aiming at? Of course, it's the one name that sends Cleveland fans into instant frustration every Sunday, Kevin freaking Stefanski. Vrabel straight up called him a gimmick coach. Like what? That's a heavy shot right there. Now, before everyone starts losing their minds, let's unpack what really went down. October 26th, the New England Patriots facing off against the Cleveland Browns. And this matchup had everything except a functional Browns offense. Stefanski's crew came out hot in the first quarter, running clean plays, stacking solid yards both in the air and on the ground, even finding the end zone early to snag the lead. For a moment, it looked like Cleveland actually came to play. But come on. Should we really call that a strong start? That opening drive looked too perfect, like something straight off a script. You could almost see it coming, those polished plays, the confidence, and then boom, the same old meltdown. It's like they only studied the first page of the playbook and forgot the rest existed. Before Cleveland fans start flooding the comments, let me make one thing clear. I get it. You had every reason to believe that early spark meant something. You saw a touchdown, a clean start, and thought maybe, just maybe, this was the week it would all click. But let's be real, hope doesn't win football games. Sharp strategy and smart drafting do. How can you expect to pull off a win when your quarterback can't keep the rhythm once the script runs out? That first drive, pure illusion. The Patriots read it like a children's book and crushed them with ease, almost like they knew from kickoff that this so-called gimmick team was built on flash, not fight. And anyone watching that mess could tell it wasn't trick plays, it was desperation dressed up as creativity. Now let's talk about why Mike Vrabel's comment hit like a bomb, calling Stefanski a gimmick.
Dylan Gabriel looked like Dylan Gabriel. His luck finally ran out with the picks. He also gave up a safety. Chris, I've seen enough. I said I've seen enough last week. But if Shedeur can't stay healthy, you're going to get him on the field. Chris, did he work out on the field before the game?
Yeah, tried to get loose and get ready.
How do you get hurt? They won't even let the kid play.
Coach shouldn't even be shocking. It's just what everyone's been thinking but too scared to say. His words set the internet on fire, and suddenly everyone wanted to pick a side. And here's the wild part. It turned into full-blown instant karma. After Vrabel's statement went viral, the Browns delivered one of their most embarrassing performances yet, like the football gods wanted to prove his point. The Browns' show turned into straight-up comedy for the other team, players smirking, fans fuming, and Mike Vrabel sitting back like he'd been waiting for that exact moment. The whole squad looked humiliated, especially Stefanski and his quarterback, while the fan base sat in disbelief. So here's where things get even juicier. After that Patriots game, word started spreading that some Browns players weren't too thrilled with how Stefanski handled the locker room. Reporters caught whispers that he kept pointing fingers, blaming execution, blaming effort, blaming everything but himself. And that's when the drama started to snowball, because you can't lose like that and then act like the players are the only problem, right? Fans online went wild, saying Stefanski's ego might be bigger than his playbook. Meanwhile, the Patriots were out there celebrating like they just cracked Cleveland's secret code. Their defense looked relaxed, smiling, like they'd figured out Stefanski's every move before the snap even happened. One of the Patriots linebackers was even heard saying, "We knew exactly what was coming." That's brutal. It's like watching a magician pull the same rabbit out of the hat, hoping the crowd still claps. And that's when the conversation took a darker turn. Is Stefanski actually losing the locker room? Because once that happens, it's over. You can't coach respect back into a team once it's gone. The Browns look lost, not just in the playbook, but in their energy. No fire, no confidence, no identity. It's almost like they've accepted the label gimmick team and started living up to it. And just when you think the story couldn't twist any harder, boom! Mike Vrabel pops back into the spotlight again, dropping another line that sent sports talk shows into overdrive. He said, "Some coaches try to be smart instead of being real." That's it. One sentence and the internet exploded. Everyone instantly knew who he was talking about, and guess what? Stefanski's name was trending before sunrise. Fans were tagging him, analysts were dissecting every word, and Cleveland media couldn't stop replaying that clip like it was the Zapruder film of football. At that point, the tension got wild. Stefanski tried to keep it cool during the post-game presser, but you could see it. He was heated. His smile looked forced, his answers robotic, and his tone defensive. Reporters asked about Vrabel's comments, and Stefanski shot back with a stiff, "I don't respond to nonsense." But that's the thing. It wasn't nonsense anymore. It was the truth everyone was...
But I'm telling you right now, this the real thing. This is the real thing. He called that fool a gimmick goat chain line.
Whispering behind the scenes. Players were reportedly rolling their eyes, assistants avoiding eye contact. It's like the energy in that locker room had gone cold. And once that fire dies out, you can't just light it again with motivational quotes and fake smiles. The Browns have gone from trying to win games to just trying to survive headlines. Now fans are asking the real question. How long can a gimmick coach keep fooling the city before the act wears off? Because right now, it looks like Cleveland's seeing the man behind the curtain, and they don't like what they see. By the time the next week rolled around, the noise around Cleveland was deafening. Every podcast, every sports show, every social feed, same topic. Is Stefanski finished? The fans weren't even arguing anymore. They were tired. You could feel it in the air like the whole city had emotionally checked out. And when a fan base starts to lose interest, that's when it really gets dangerous for a coach. What made things worse was the footage that leaked from the sidelines during that Patriots game. Cameras caught Stefanski and his quarterback in what looked like a heated exchange. Body language tense, lips tight, and not a smile in sight. Social media lit up instantly. Fans were zooming in, reading lips, making memes. It was chaos. Some people swore the quarterback said, "This plan ain't working," while Stefanski just waved him off like it was nothing. That clip replayed everywhere, and overnight, Cleveland's locker room drama turned into national entertainment. And then came the real blow. Anonymous sources started talking. Reports surfaced saying several players have lost faith in Stefanski's system. That phrase right there, lost faith, hit hard. Because once players stop believing, it's over. It doesn't matter how smart your plays are or how sharp your headset looks. If the room doesn't buy in, the whole team's cooked. Cleveland's supposed to be a city of grit, not gimmicks, but right now, they're drowning in excuses and PR spin. Everyone's wondering if Stefanski can bounce back or if he's just one bad game away from watching his own team quit on him live on national TV. Let's get one thing straight. Not more, not less. This isn't just about one bad game. Stefanski's choices have been keeping the Browns on the edge for way too long, and now it's straight up exhausting trying to defend him anymore. Every week feels like deja vu, same patterns, same mistakes, same excuses, and at some point you gotta ask, how is this still fair to the team or the...
Stefanski got to be one of the most hated people in America, bro. I just got to be honest. Everybody in Cleveland want to see Kevin Stefanski out of here like last year. They sick of this fool. Not to mention this whole Dylan Gabriel situation need to be unplugged.
Fans. It's not a smear campaign or some PR stunt for Shedeur Sanders either. This is about leadership, about bad drafting, risky play calling, and an ego that's growing faster than the team's win column. That kind of pride doesn't just bruise reputations, it breaks locker rooms. We're talking about a mindset that can destroy everything, even a franchise with real potential to dominate the league. And when the ego becomes the playbook, the downfall's already written. Now let's talk about Dylan Gabriel, because credit where it's due, the rookie showed heart out there. He came out confident, led the offense with precision in the first quarter, and threw a clean touchdown pass that gave Cleveland an early 7-3 lead. That moment had fans believing again. But these high-pressure games aren't about scripted perfection. They test what you do when the plan falls apart. And that's where Gabriel's inexperience showed. You can't expect a new quarterback to fix a broken system overnight. As the game rolled on, that early spark from Gabriel started fading fast. The Patriots' defense turned up the heat, reading every move like they'd practiced against Cleveland's playbook all week. You could see the pressure mounting, Gabriel scrambling, the O-line cracking, and Stefanski just standing there on the sideline, arms crossed like a man out of ideas. That's the problem. When the plan collapses, the team looks to the coach for fire, for leadership, and instead, they get silence. It's like the Browns forgot what urgency even looks like. By halftime, the crowd's energy had flipped completely. Fans who were cheering minutes earlier were now shaking their heads, mumbling, "Here we go again." And honestly, who could blame them? The Browns' offense went flat, the defense couldn't keep up, and it felt like everyone was waiting for someone else to take responsibility. Gabriel looked frustrated. His body language said it all. At one point, cameras caught him on the bench, helmet off, staring blankly like he couldn't believe what was happening. Meanwhile, the Patriots smelled blood. They attacked every weakness, every hesitation, and turned the game into a statement win. That's when commentators started saying it out loud. Cleveland looks lost, and they weren't wrong. Stefanski's so-called system looked more like a guessing game, and Gabriel, poor guy, was just trying to keep his head above water. When your rookie quarterback shows more composure than your head coach, that's not progress. That's a red flag. Something's broken in Cleveland, and no one seems brave enough to fix it. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, it wasn't even a contest anymore. It was a slow-motion collapse happening right in front of everyone. The Patriots were playing chess while Cleveland was still trying to figure out how to move their pawns. Gabriel was doing everything he could, but the kid was drowning in busted roots, missed protections, and a coach who looked like he'd already accepted defeat. Stefanski's face said it all blank.
But what Kevin Stefanski is telling all of us straight to our faces is that Dylan Gabriel is his guy, and he will never start Shedeur Sanders.
Yep.
Unless Dylan Gabriel can't play. He might even play Bailey Zappi before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might go ask the Baltimore Ravens to trade back for Snoop Huntley before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go ask the Bengals to trade Joe Flacco back so he can be the starter before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go to the Raiders and get Kenny Pickett back before he plays Shedeur Sanders. The only way this Cleveland Browns team gets better this season or into next year is if Kevin Stefanski is not there.
Motionless, like a man who'd run out of excuses. The Browns sideline looked drained. No spark, no fight, just frustration hanging in the air like smoke. And when Gabriel threw that late interception, you could practically hear the last bit of hope leave the stadium. Fans didn't even boo, they just stared in silence, like they'd seen this movie 100 times before. It was painful to watch. And the worst part, the Patriots weren't even celebrating. They were just doing their job, business as usual. That's how predictable Cleveland's collapse has become. It's no longer shocking, it's expected. Analysts after the game couldn't even sugarcoat it. The Browns look like a team playing without direction. And when experts start saying that on national TV, you know the problem runs deeper than one bad night. Gabriel took the blame in the post-game presser saying, "I've got to be better." But let's be honest, how's a rookie supposed to shine when the system around him is falling apart? The Browns don't just have a losing record. They've got a leadership crisis, and it's starting to show in every snap, every huddle, every sigh on that sideline. Let's be honest, the real shade here falls squarely on the coach. The one who still hasn't figured out where he keeps going wrong. You can blame the players all you want, but when the same chaos repeats every week, that's not bad luck, that's bad leadership. Now let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, because this part gets real interesting. We're not about to repeat what everybody already knows. Yeah, he's insanely talented, he's electric on the field, and his game speaks for itself. But what people don't know is why he was replaced by Dylan Gabriel in the first place. What was really going on in the Browns management room? Because if you think this was just a normal rotation or a fresh start decision, think again. Something deeper is happening behind the scenes, and the silence from the team only makes it louder. And don't even bring up that tired rumor about an injury, because Shedeur himself has made it crystal clear he's not hurt. He's healthy, ready, and watching from the sidelines like a lion locked in a cage. So why bench your star? Why pull the guy who actually brings life to the field? This move isn't just confusing, it's shady. It raises huge questions about the front office, the coaching strategy, and who's really calling the shots in Cleveland. Because when management starts playing games with quarterback decisions, it sends the worst possible message to everyone, from players to fans. So the real question now, why does all this hate keep circling back to Stefanski? Because every time you think the storm's dying down, he does something that drags the whole team right back into controversy. And yeah, we got to talk about his decision to bench Shedeur Sanders. It's got people wondering if this is really football strategy or something.
92 the fan is, they kind of be pushing an agenda. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, their media structure is like weird as hell. It's like one person on the show hates Shedeur, the other person gotta like Shedeur. It seems scripted. I just gotta be honest, bro. This whole narrative in Cleveland, the way y'all media is structured, seem very scripted and whitewashed.
Something personal. I mean, Why would a coach sideline a young star in his prime, someone who's already proven he can lead, just to gamble on a rookie still finding his footing? That's not bold, that's reckless. Now look, I'd be the first to defend Stefanski if the move actually made sense, if the team had no better option, or if Shedeur were injured. But none of that's true. Shedeur is healthy, confident, and playing some of the best football of his career. His accuracy, composure, and awareness on the field have been elite. So tell me, how do you justify pulling a guy like that out of the lineup? You don't. You just leave fans scratching their heads and wondering what's really happening behind closed doors. This wasn't just a coaching choice, it felt like a power move. And that's why the frustration's boiling over. You can't bench your best shot at winning and expect people to stay calm. The fans see it, the players feel it, and the media's eating it up. Now the whispers have turned into chants, people calling for Stefanski's removal, or worse, demanding his resignation. Now the city's energy has shifted completely. Cleveland feels divided. Half the fan base still clinging to hope, the other half ready to see Stefanski pack his bags. Social media's turned into a war zone, with hashtags like #FreeShedeur and #FireStefanski trending back to back. Every sports show, every talk segment, every podcast can't stop dissecting this mess. And the craziest part? Stefanski's acting like none of it bothers him. He keeps giving those same calm, robotic interviews. We're sticking to the plan. We trust our process. Like the world isn't literally calling for his job. It's almost eerie how detached he looks while everything around him burns. Meanwhile, Shedeur's silence is even louder. He hasn't fired off a single angry post, no passive-aggressive comment, just cool, collected, and focused. That kind of composure under fire says everything. Fans are reading between the lines, though. They can feel the tension. Every time the camera cuts to him on the sideline, that look on his face says more than words ever could. You can tell he's waiting, watching, maybe even planning his next big move. And here's the wild thing. Every mistake Gabriel makes just adds fuel to the chaos. The crowd starts chanting, "We want Shedeur," mid-game, like they're begging the coach to wake up. But Stefanski doesn't budge. He just keeps doubling down even as the season slips away. That stubbornness might be his downfall because Cleveland isn't just losing games anymore. They're losing faith. And when a city stops believing in its coach, that's the real endgame. At this point, it's almost comical because the only people still backing Stefanski's move to bench Shedeur are a handful of voices over on 92 The Fan. And let's be real, even that support sounds rehearsed, like they're reading off a script instead of actually speaking their minds. It's not passion, it's PR. Fans can feel the fakeness in every word, and nobody's buying it anymore. The whole thing feels too controlled, too polished, like Cleveland's trying to clean up a mess that keeps getting dirtier by the day. Every press release, every interview, every "we believe in our plan" quote, it's all starting to sound the same, and that's when you know something big's brewing behind the scenes. Because when the truth gets this quiet, the next twist usually hits loud. And trust me, I've got a gut feeling this story's far from over. Something even spicier is on the horizon. So make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Mike's statement, or do you think Stefanski's digging his own grave? We'll see you on the next one.